Hello and what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video, and this is going to be part 5 of the How to Beat Team Liquid series. If this is your first time watching one of these videos, this is going to be a series where I go over and do a replay analysis on every single Liquid replay at TI, including the group stages and the main stage. And this is the 5th installment and the first game between Liquid and EG in the group stages. I do remember casting this game before live, actually, and I think that will definitely be an interesting game to watch, and there's a lot more to learn from it than the Liquid vs Fnatic series. So let's just get right into the draft analysis here and not spend too much more time talking about some other stuff. So right now it is about a couple picks in. Could have started from the beginning, but I had let the replay running and I forgot about it, and I don't want to rewind. So anyway, let's just do the analysis from here. It looks like EG banned out the Coddle IO. Nothing out of the ordinary here. And let's see. Yeah, one of EG's two favorite heroes, the Puck and the Sand King. They like them because they're versatile and can be played in multiple roles. But let's see what Liquid picked up for themselves here. Something different than what they usually do, at least with the Visage pick. Might have been because EG favored Visage themselves. They wanted this as a bit of a counter pick, or they're just testing it out. They didn't end up picking this hero a lot with this type of strategy. I think a lot of times we can go back and look at the last time they played the Nature's Prophet. So I remember it. It was against the IGV. It was in the IGV series against IGV, of course. I think this game. Yeah, Kuroki was a Winter Wyvern this game. He wasn't too useful. They had similar lineup here with Nature's Prophet and Earthshaker. But in this game, they had a Lycan, and they were given Lycan, so they actually picked Lycan in the second phase, so EG could have banned it out. And there's the Winter Wyvern pick from EG. So one thing to note here is they have the Nature's Prophet pick, and EG responded to it with a Venomancer. Wait, no, never mind. Hold on, am I right about that? Yeah, I am right about that. See, look, if you look at the pick phase here, this was the first pick in the second phase for Liquid, and then it was EG's turn. And we got Lycan, and then we got Winter Wyvern. And I feel like this was a huge mistake from Crit, because Nature's Prophet destroys Venomancer, and it's not even close, that lane matchup. Early on, Venomancer can't do anything. He takes a ton of harass from NP and his Treants. He has no answer to the Treants. And then add Winter Wyvern to that lane, and they just get destroyed. So Mind Control pretty much has a free lane. He's going to get a lot out of the off lane. And then they can focus on protecting Miracle's hero mid, who they can save for last here. So it's the overall last pick. So whatever they pick for Sumail here, they will be able to respond to it. So Liquid just gonna ban out the Alchemist. They're afraid of EG going for like this 4 protect 1 on Sumail mid, and they don't have the best heroes to deal with an Alchemist. Once he gets farmed, they can try to push him down, of course, before he gets to that point, but they don't want to risk it. It's something that EG potentially will pick up. As for the other bans here, same thing. Sven, he can just like ignore. I think Sven will actually do poorly. He can last up in the Nature's Prophet lane for a while before NP really forces him to go jungle, and at that point he probably will be prepared to jungle. But I think they don't want to just deal with these heavy farmers that are just a ticking time bomb, taking out the best options for EG there. As let's take a look at how EG responded to Liquid. Alright, so first 2 bans, standard, and I don't know about the Storm Spirit ban here. Guess it's really good against their heroes and the heroes they're planning to pick. Venomancer, Winter Wyvern. Winter Wyvern has no disable. They're already locking disable, and Storm is pretty good against Veno, because you can always jump him and burst him if Veno doesn't get off to a good start and just run down lanes. It pretty much makes it so if Veno is not ahead to the point where you can just push down towers, Veno can't farm or split push effectively, because Storm can always catch him. And Bristleback is just an annoying hero to deal with, and they saw Mind Control play in the last game, and I think they're just worried about that pick. But FaZe's Void pick for EG, and yeah, it will be a Brood mid, so they got debated there a little bit. I don't know if they're planning on Sumail playing Void, but I do remember that Sumail does end up playing Void here. Miracle will go Lycan in the safe lane, and Brood will be taken mid. And I feel like Universe definitely will be playing was going to play the Batrider regardless. Just because of how their picks land out. And Zai, of course, will take the Elder Titan and crit on the Winter Wyvern. But these picks, I'm not so sure about. Maybe they suspected a Lycan mid. I don't know. This is just weird how the drafting phase played out. But Liquid have the better draft for sure, in my opinion. It's a bit of a cheesy draft. They lack a lot of initiation. Well, GH is their only one. But they have a really strong draft in the laning stage. The weakest lane is the Lycan lane against the Batrider. And that's just something they have to watch out for and protect Miracle. But Matama Man will get a lot done mid. They have no answer to Lycan at this point. All they can really do is park the Winter Wyvern there at some point and defend the tower. And that will stop Matama Man from playing aggressively there, but they don't really have anything to invade or try to kill Matama Man. I think the only deaths that Matama Man will have is either from Chronosphere, or if he has dove too far or overextended himself. Of course, they do have the lasso as well in addition to deal with him, but they can't afford to draw that much attention onto Matama Man because they're just going to give space to Miracle. So this is going to be an interesting game for sure. And it will be a Brood Mother mid played by Matama Man, and this is a hero that I like to talk about. Is Brood Mother is strong. She pretty much forces the enemy team into a specific type of playstyle to play against her, because not only will she dominate most mid matchups 1v1, if she's given space to just farm, so for example, enemy teams park too many heroes mid and she can't actually lane mid, but they don't have the ability to invade and actually get something done on the map in terms of pushing towers and forcing objectives, going for ganks. They only have the ability to zone her out of the lane, for example. If they're in the mid lane, she can't go there comfortably, which is what EG's lineup is in this game, because they don't have any heroes to kill her. Looking at the supports, Winter Wyvern, once he gets his levels up, he can spam the Splinter Blast, kill the spiders, which will be annoying for Matama Man, but that's not going to stop him in terms of actually preventing him from farming, right? Because he doesn't have to farm the mid lane. He can go jungle, and Brood Mother is one of the fastest heroes that can clear through the jungle. Most notably is her ability to go from ancient to ancient camp. She can move from ancient to ancient camp real fast and clear them real fast as well once she gets a couple of spiders up. Kuroki. Oh, he's gonna live. So this is going to be the hardest lane for Team Liquid, is this bottom lane. They need to protect Miracle to make sure he doesn't get run over entirely. So I actually expect GH and Kuroki to start in the bottom lane and just hold on to Lycan until he gets level 3. And they're actually going to block this camp. I'm not so sure who blocked it there. They don't really want to use the big camp anyway, because Batrider can just Firefly through it and farm it. So mid matchup will be 1v1 at this point. Winter Wyvern going to help out, but the Nature's Prophet will entirely dominate the top lane. Looks like he's already used a Treant to pull the creep wave under his tower, so he's gonna farm a free first wave. And at this point, there's not much Arteezy can do, but there's not much that Crit can do to help him either. So they're just going to have to concede this top lane and hope their other lanes go well. I think the bottom lane is critical for EG. If bottom lane doesn't go well for them, I'd say the game is actually lost. But they're going to start off with a nice first blood here, with Crit rotating all the way down into the bottom lane. Looks like Kuroki will die as well. Yeah, that's 2 kills. And this is as expected. If this wasn't the case in the bottom lane, I'd say that EG would just straight up lose. Nice play there from Matama Man. And that's a huge play because he actually killed the Sentry. So now Sumail doesn't have a Sentry. I'm going to actually focus a lot on this mid lane here, because it's the most interesting mid matchup, and the bottom lane. I can't talk about the top lane, but I've made a similar video to this in the past about how Nature's Prophet wins lanes, and I've talked a lot about it before. This is a scenario where I actually get to see him 1v1, but he'll just dominate the Venomancer pretty much, because Venomancer can't do anything. The best RTS you can do is just spam wards and try to push the wave out, but Mind Control will have the ability to farm the wards. So, and the reason why Veno does lose his lane so hard is because he doesn't have any stout shield, doesn't have any way to tank the treants, doesn't have a way to clear the treants, and he just takes a lot of harass. And NP can always win the harass war, because if need be, he could actually just TP back to base and then TP back in immediately, not losing out on anything. And Ortiz doesn't have that option. While in the mid lane, you watch Matoma Man here. He's going to start taking over the mid lane, goes for the Orb of Venom. So he's looking to play aggressive, and just look what he can do with the spiders. And this is a really favorable matchup for him, because there's absolutely nothing that Void can do against these spiders. He's not right-clicking them down one by one for sure. And Sumail just gets completely zoned out. So mid lane absolutely won for Liquid. Now GH even going to help out, sitting in the trees. And bottom lane has stabilized. As I said, once Lycan gets a couple levels up, he has a lot better time laning, and he also has a magic stick. This is not an easy lane for him still. He's going to get zoned out of farm pretty much. I don't expect him farming that much at all. And Kuroki, if he ever gets caught out, will die. I think he's dead here again. Kuroki giving away a couple of kills in the bottom lane, and they're gonna try to dive onto Miracle, but they can't get him. He has 10 stick charges, and he still has Howl as well. But at this point, Liquid literally just set themselves up to win 2 lanes, so at this rate they should win, and I believe they do win. Spoiler alert. But what's gonna happen at this point is Matoma is gonna dominate the mid lane. He's gonna go for the medallion, I believe. And once he gets the early medallion, he can just dominate anybody who shows up to this lane. What EG will have to do is get some levels up on Winter Wyvern, just so that Wyvern can defend the mid tower. But I don't ever see Liquid being able to take a successful team fight this game, because let's say they survive the early laning stage, they don't get run over by Liquid entirely. Later on in the game, they're going to have a huge problem with the rat potential coming in from the Broodmother, Lycan, and Nature's Prophet. The only teamfight abilities or initiation they have is pretty committal with the Chronosphere. I guess the Lasso is something they can use to catch heroes, but it's not going to be easy time for Universe, because where's the burst damage to follow the Lasso, right? They can Lasso, but then Howl comes out, counter initiation comes from the Earthshaker, Fissure, and these heroes will survive. And if you don't kill Broodmother and you bring her right into the middle of your team and she has BKB, she's going to pop Insatiable Hunger and then kill everybody. So there's a lot of pressure on the Universe. He has to find some pretty nice ganks to keep them alive later on in the game when the rat is real, but I don't see it happening actually, because again, they're really committal with their ultimate. Again, they're relying on that full team fight, but Liquid are not going to give that to them. It's going to be Sumail Chronosphere, crit with the Zai with the Earth Splitter, and that's what they want, right? But what's going to happen in reality is just Nature's Prophet's one lane, Lycan's one lane, Broodmother is one lane, and they're just going to slowly chip down these towers. And they even have the Visage Birds, so... And the way they can push out the lanes will open up so much space, so I can actually expect Kuroki to get farmed later on in the game as long as everything goes right for Liquid. Notice what Matoma is doing right now. He's actually just going straight into the jungle. Doesn't even want to deal with the mid lane, where Crit is currently sitting there with level 4. Sumail also went jungle because he can't deal anything with the Brood. And now Matoma showing up. Alright, it's going to be a loss of spiders. At this point, I would say he shouldn't even bother going mid. He should give mid to GH or something, and just let GH get some levels up. Because with the Winter Wyvern there's not much that he can do in terms of play aggressively. They'll have the Splinter Blast, they save from the Cold Embrace, and Matoma can't really kill Sumail with the Wyvern supporting. I think Wyvern's one of the best supports against Broodmother in terms of just holding the lane and not losing it. You can keep your tower alive. The reason why Wyvern is so strong is because he has the counter ability to Brood's kill potential with Cold Embrace, and then also Splinter Blast to pretty much get rid of spiders. And without spiders, Brood can't really do much until she gets her items up. And Metal Man will go to the jungle while GH takes over the mid lane. I think this is the correct play. And now watch what Metal Man can do. You can just go from Ancient to Ancient Camp, and you can clear Ancients relatively fast. Has a lot of spiders queued up, and you can just summon more spiders here. And it's gonna go in, and that's a dead Winter Wyvern, and there's no response to that. And GH manages to survive the chrono, gets the stun off with the with the help of Hal. I mean, thanks to Miracle. I was about to say Matama Man, but they just turned that around, and that's the power of Broodmother. Even if she was farming jungle like that, she can come right in and secure those kills. Winter Wyvern died before he could even respawn, and this is a really nice play from EG here. They realize what Broodmother wants to do, and they ward up her jungle area here. One ward here early on, and one ward here blocking the Ancients to make sure that Matama Man doesn't scale too hard. But I mean, this is pretty easy to de-ward as long as they realize the Ancient is blocked 1 sentry and that ward is gone. Bottom lane, Kuroki ends up dying again, but Miracle has already made the rotation out of the lane, and he's going to go for the Armlet actually instead of the Necro Book. They don't want to go overboard on the summons, I guess, and Miracle is... maybe this is something he prefers, I don't know. I still think Necro Book is okay this game, but he just prefers the Armlet. Matama Man will continue farming up mid. He's actually not going to go for the Medallion this game because he realized that he can't play aggressive against the Winter Wyvern. Medallion not going to help him out there. Instead he'll go to Desolator. That will help him farm faster, take towers faster when that's the time. The bottom lane is being given to Kuroki, but I think he's just going to die again. 4 deaths. Yeah, he's dead. In the mid lane though, they're looking to dive crit here. Matama Man moving up forward aggressively. They attempted to dive, but not going to commit to it. Mind Control TPing to the mid lane. Chronosphere is on cooldown, while the top lane ended up dying there. I believe Nature's Prophet took the tower out earlier. Killed the tower there. Mind Control, yep. So let's look at Mind Control's build here. Yeah, again, he's going to go for Orchid. His job this game is more so ganking, and he can transition into split pushing later. Having that Orchid's pretty good against the Void, Winter Wyvern, all their heroes. And Arteezy is already off to a bad start. He hasn't died, but he didn't have the greatest laning sage. I'm going to open up the net worth, and Nature's Prophet should be ahead of him at this point. Yeah, significantly ahead of him by 1,000 gold, and that's with the help of the tower last hit. And at this point, Matama Man is also going to scale and go out of control. He already has his Desolator building into the Phase Boots next. And one thing about Phase Boots on Brood is it just helps her out once her spiders actually start fighting, because the spiders, they only have unit, or what is that called? Unit pathing when they are not taking damage. As soon as they take damage, they can't do this anymore. As you notice, when the Winter Wyvern shoots her Splinter Blast, all the spiders get split up, and it's important that the Brood uses the Phase Boots to get through the spiders, otherwise she'll end up blocking herself in the team fights. Anyway, full fight breaks out here. Chronosphere committed. Winter's Curse committed, but the thing about EG's lineup is, sure, they can win these team fights when they use their ultimates, but they can't get anything off of it. Like, tower is not going to be taken. They expended everything, and they'll just shrine up, but at this point, Brood will respawn, and they can just secure the tower. And I don't think Liquid actually lose a building until really late in this game, actually. Is with their lineup. They can always keep the lanes out, and they're strong enough to defend the towers. Like, EG don't have the best pushing lineup. Their only true pusher is the Venomancer, and Venomancer is quite weak this game. Arteezy is doing okay in terms of getting his farm back up, especially after he farms his Ancient Camp, but he's not in a position to force towers with his team at all, especially when their ultimates are on cooldown. And at this rate, they're feeling the pressure from Liquid split push. This is pretty much going to be EG's game. Like, they're going to feel like they can win team fights up to a certain point, but then their towers are just going to slowly get taken down. Like, Matama Man is doing so much damage to this tower, and Arteezy doesn't manage to get the deny. He doesn't get the last hit. GH will have a lot of space open up for him. He's already halfway there to his Blink Dagger just from minimizing his deaths, I would say, and just getting some assist gold. His one has 1 assist, but that's going to help him out as they get the kill there onto Samael. Nice play there from Kuroki. And bottom tower does fall, but again, Liquid don't care about this tower. It's mid tower that's important to them, so they have Rosh area controlled and top tower as well. Again, Mind Control already took the top tower there. He's getting really close to his Orchid. Once the Orchid comes out, no one on EG can split, and at that point Liquid will just take over the map and get more farm and win the game like that. And EG's only play, I would say, is to literally hope for the best team fights, and then maybe they win off of that. But you got outdrafted pretty hard here. There's not much they can do, actually. Void doesn't feel useful, Venomancer doesn't feel useful, and the supports, Winter Wyvern's feeling strong right now in terms of dealing with the Brood Mother. Because of the Winter Wyvern, Brood can't take over the game. If Winter Wyvern wasn't in this game, let's say Brood would have taken this tower a lot more, and she might have taken control of this entire area here and started farming like these Ancients and stuff like that. But because Winter Wyvern is 1 Splinter Blast away from clearing all of Matoma Man's spiders, he has to play a lot more conservative. As for Miracle, he's getting a lot of space to farm, and GH is still protecting heroes at this point, but he's getting his farm here and there. As you see, he's already pretty close to his Blink Dagger. Just finding opportunities to farm jungle camps when he can. Matoma Man will go for the Mask of Madness build. One thing to note about this build is with just Desolator, Brood Mother's attack speed is pretty poor until she gets her level 20 talent, of course, with 70 attack speed. So Mask of Madness will help out a lot. And again, Brood Mother just right clicks. She doesn't really cast her abilities. She can just ultimate, pop Mask of Madness, and just go ham. So what's going to happen in this game, EG can hold for a while, but I feel like Liquid at some point will just hit this point where they just get farm on all their cores, and they'll literally just rat EG into oblivion, and they don't have an answer to that. I think Arteezy needs to go like a solo build. He needs to be strong just by himself. Like, he needs to be able to go in there and just dish out some DPS with like 1 extra hero, like the Elder Titan or the Wyvern or something, because they need that kill potential onto Liquid, because otherwise Liquid will just literally just split the map, park a hero in like each lane, and just slowly take down these towers. Like, don't underestimate Howled Spiders. They do so much, and Universe doing a good job. Will lasso onto Matoma Man, but they don't manage to finish him off again. It's the lack of burst and follow-up on the lasso. They don't have any hero to do that, so lasso for nothing. Matoma Man will survive, and now they know lasso's on cooldown. Mask of Madness is also going to be up there onto Matoma Man. He's looking to chase onto Crit, but will not find the kill. Crit will actually get farmed off of these spiders. He almost has a glimmer 15 minutes in the game. It's quite farmed. Orchid now up onto Mind Control, and I think the timing for Liquid is this Mask of Madness onto Miracle, and Matoma Man 1 extra item. I think, what would his next item be? He can just go for more damage, or he can go for BKB to fight, but I don't think he's going to get BKB next. I think it will be maybe Diffusal or something like that. But top lane, they find Arteezy, TPN with the Orchid. Arteezy gets caught. Echo Sam comes out. That's before the Blink Dagger onto GH, and they're just running EG down. What happened? I actually want to see what happened. How did Arteezy get caught like that? So Liquid had a ward. Nature's Prophet didn't even TPN. He was just there, and everyone got spotted under the ward. They realized EG was out of position. Miracle runs straight in with the wolf form, focuses Arteezy down with the Orchid. After that, it was pretty much lost fight for EG. Meantime, Matoma Man is not even involved. Crit escapes, but that's it. They lose 2. And Metal Man has made his way all the way up here. Maybe gonna kill Sumail. Nice stun. Oh. Oh, they still got him. Cold Embrace not saving him there. Now this top tower taking a lot of damage. They don't have the Howl, but Winter Wyvern Splinter Blast, pretty good ability, clears out all the creeps, and Liquid will back off. GH does get taken out. It's quite unfortunate as he has like 100 gold from his Blink Dagger, but still a 1 fight there for Team Liquid. And Metal Man will go straight into a BKB, so he's looking to take a team fight. Miracle will have his Mask Mana soon when the BKB comes out from Metal Man. Like, EG has one way to take the team fight, and it's getting that combo. Chronosphere, Earth Splitter. It can be set up even with just like a counter initiation of the Winter's Curse. And then Arteezy can dish out a lot of damage as well. But they're looking pretty choked out on the map, because there's not much places they can be without getting caught out. Nature's Prophet is global, of course, and then once the Blink Dagger comes out onto GH, it's not out yet, so you see Crits playing pretty deep in the bottom lane here. He has to watch out, though, so the gank is coming. He does get out just in time, so playing to his limit there. GH will farm up the Blink Dagger. Matoma Man still getting his farm up, and this is not maximized farm on the Broodmother, but it is because he has fought with his team a lot and made some rotations. So if Broodmother completely plays to maximize farm, she can get extremely farmed, but she's still at the top of the net worth. So, and this is keeping EG down at the same time, as if Metal Man played greedier, he wouldn't be able to shut down EG's farm that much. And just in the top lane, GH and Mind Control together take out Arteezy. Again, this is what I was talking about before, where EG's map is cut off. They can't really push out the lanes that far, otherwise the TP rotations will come in from Mind Control, and any hero can die pretty much with this Orchid. Now he has a Shadow Blade as well, going into a Silver Edge. It's going to be pretty big. Kuroki gets taken out, but here's Mind Control with the TP rotation. GH is here as well, ported onto the Shrine. Miracle becomes a wolf, gets the kill, while in the back line, Matoma Man will clean up Crit. Now 3 heroes are dead, and this is just Crit's, or Liquid's response to any time EG invades. EG moves too far on the map, and they just get punished for it. Global ability from the Nature's Prophet, and TPs from Earthshaker with the Blink Dagger will secure them any kill on a hero that moves too far into their territory. And now BKB will be built onto Lycan. Nature's Prophet is still going for Silver Edge. He is. As you see, Kuroki is still not getting a lot of space for a farm, but eventually it will once these towers fall and Roshan falls. And just look at Ichi's farm. Sumail has nothing. Arteezy has nothing. Their most farmed hero is actually Universe. And they're just gonna fall farther and further behind in farms. Because if I'm Arteezy right now, like, I can't be anywhere. Like, this is his safest spot, and this is the only place he really feels comfortable farming. Even this top lane, pushed out far enough, like, let's say past this point here, is dangerous. And there's just no space for them on the map at all, just because of their draft. And I think this is a really big outdraft from Liquid, but teams aren't used to playing against these type of lineups, because other teams don't like resort to this type of playstyle with Broodmother. And I feel like these are the strongest heroes in the game if played properly. They got the last pick, Broodmother, picked at the right time and played in the right way. I would say they're not unstoppable, but they're really hard to deal with, especially if you're not drafted to deal with them, and EG wasn't, so it could just be actually a free win. Same thing with like Huskar, and Liquid is the only team that really utilized these niche picks to their fullest potential, I would say. Rosh Pit is being scouted out, and EG trying to go for a smoke again. Liquid, like, let's look at EG's perspective right now. Player perspective, EG can put the fog, and they don't see anybody. I see GH right now, Broodmother in their jungle, but they... Wait, no. Was GH dewarding? I believe he was. Or it was just a... Oh, I actually don't see anything. It was just a replay thing where if you put it on player perspective, it doesn't actually switch the fog. Like, this is actually the hardest thing to play against. I'm going to keep it in EG's fog for a while longer because Liquid is farming, but you can't see them because you don't have map control. The fact that Liquid plays every single game with keeping these two towers alive. When they're on Radiant, these two towers are always alive. They don't care about this bottom tower at all. This is like, when Liquid is on Radiant, this tower can be, anytime you want to take it is yours. But these towers, they keep alive for a really long time. And at this point, the bottom lane will just slowly fall to Nature's Prophet. Broodmother shows herself now, but for the most part, Liquid's just off the map. They're a ghost. And EG don't have a play. Like, if they don't see Liquid, they can just try to go blind into them, but then that's just suicide if they get themselves caught out under a ward or anything like that. And Liquid just play this game where they keep their tier 1s alive for a long time and they just disappear off the map, take the safe farm, and push out the waves when they come in. They also take the towers free at some point, as you see Nature's Prophet do here, and pretty much on the top lane as well. And EG's game plan right now is to just farm up. There's absolutely nothing else they can do. There's only so many smokes they can have. When Tumble Man gets caught out, they find him. He might die here, but this is a huge committal. They use Lasso, they use Chrono. In the meantime, where the rest of EG is at, or Liquid I mean, just pushing out the lanes. Miracle is farming. Nature's Prophet. What can I... Nature's Prophet is pushing out the bottom lane. He might just get a kill here as well. Doesn't have dust. So I'm back to full player perspective here. So what Liquid can just do at this point is they're literally just going to farm up the entire map, and they're way ahead in terms of net worth. HE looking to fight while the Brood is dead, but they're going to get punished for it. They don't have everybody. They don't have their ultimates. Liquid were there to immediately respond, and Miracle not even going to die. He'll be just fine. Can arm the toggle. Mind Control looking for more, so that's EG committing 2 ultimates to get a kill onto Matoma Man, and then they look for more while Matoma Man is dead, but they just can't. Their lineup is just one and done, and this is gonna lose them the game actually, because what's gonna happen when there's literally a hero in every single lane and they can choose to kill one, but they're not gonna kill the others, and even if they commit everything to kill one, they're just going to lose out in the fights afterwards. Like, if they don't use their ultimates to kill everybody, they're just going to lose the game. If they use their ultimate on just 1 or 2 heroes, it's not going to allow them to win. It's just an inevitable loss eventually to Liquid and their split push. And now they take those 2 kills, transition into Roshan as EG have lost control of the Rosh Pit area entirely. Roshan going to give to Matoma Man, and he has his BKB. Miracle just skipping out on BKB, realizing that he's probably not going to take team fights anyway. Actually going for a heart just for the sustain and extra damage. Mind Control's job is to push out this bottom lane. Matoma Man will be building into an assault curse that will help him split push, even help him take fights as a team. At this point, who cares Winter Wyvern anymore? He is completely irrelevant, I would say. Universe's hero is almost irrelevant because he can lasso, but they don't have any follow-up damage. And Crit gets caught out here. Glimmer not going to save him TP in from Mind Control. They're going to lose his tower mid, and they're most likely going to lose the tower bottom as well. GH has a gem taken from EG, so losing this top fight here, I believe, lost them the gem. Now they're way far behind, and they can just sit in the base. There's actually not much more to watch in this replay, so I'm just going to skip through. It's actually just going to be a slow, inevitable death for EG. So mid tower falls. They can't fight against the Aegis, especially with Crit dead, and they're gonna slowly take the bottom tower as well. Finally, Kuroki getting some items up, has his medallion now, but he's just 5 position Visage. And the thing is, Liquid's lineup can't just outright end the game right away. but EG can't win either. They're just going to slowly take each lane, and they're not going to rush the high ground because that's how they'll lose against EG. Walking into Chrono Earth Splitter, they're just going to split it, go to every lane, look for pickoffs when they can, like that. Crits gets taken out. BKB pop from the Brood Mother, he goes for Zai. Any hero that ventures out of the base is just going to get picked off one by one, but they're not going to venture too far in the base where EG will be able to cast their spells in combo. Everything is farmed, their ancients are gone, they're getting their jungle farmed, and if you look at EG, they literally have to sit in their base at this point. No one can leave, no one is farming. I mean, Sumail is never going to get any farm. Like, the only time he's actually going to be able to farm the map is when they kill Liquid, and as long as Liquid don't die, he's going to get nothing. Ortiz can kind of farm, but not really. Batrider can farm, but he doesn't really want to, and even then, it's not that safe because a Nature's Prophet TP's in and he's still dead. With the Orchid, he needs his Yules, but doesn't have that yet. And ideally, he does want to stay off the map anyway, so. If you look at Liquid, every single hero of theirs is farming. Well, pretty much none of EG's heroes are farming except for like 1 or 2 at any point in time. Anytime a hero walks out on the map, they die. And I'm just going to go for the top tower here. How much damage the tower is taking just from summons. This is without the Howl. Howl is up in 8 seconds. All the summons end up dying. And EG finally looking to take a fight. They take out the Lycan, but bottom lane tier 3 is almost taken out by Man, as I was saying. They're going to get their attention split, and they don't have any initiation to go on and just straight up kill somebody without committing a huge spell. And as a result, they're just going to slowly get their tower chipped down. Top tower almost dead, bottom tower almost dead. Next time around, bottom tower will die, and then range racks will die, and then eventually melee racks. And it's actually not much more to say here. I'm going to fast forward this. There's a heavy draft win like this. It's only so much you can say. I think a lot of this game was won in the drafting phase, especially the last pick Brood. EG had no answer to it. This Faceless Void had no business pretty much being in this game. Like, Sumail is useless. He can't do anything. His hero is never going to do anything. Liquid taking this fight. Alright, Mind Control is manning up at this point, but racks are falling. Mind Control takes the racks with the Treants. Alright. And Man also took the mid racks, and they have almost megas. Alright. Just notice how Liquid actually approached this. As I said, it literally was what I said would have happened. So they're just chilling. And then they find the jump there onto Venomancer. Anytime a hero walks out on the map, he dies. They kill Venomancer. And they also kill the Batrider with the ultimate. Along with Man. Man runs straight towards the bottom lane. Backdoor gets broken. Just takes the racks. They don't have anyone to deal with him. Crit's running out like, oh shit, bottom racks. Save it, guys. And then top racks. Mind Control is like, yo, bottom racks. Chronosphere comes out. They use everything. And yeah, they get a kill there. But look at Miracle. He doesn't actually care. He's not even running. Now he'll run. I think he still dies. Does he? Nope, just toggles through it. He doesn't care. And Mind Control pops his BKB. He mans up. RTZ was forced to buy back, but he can't do anything. Treants focused onto the racks. Rax dies. Man focuses the mid racks. He still has BKB. He saved it, and he'll just get out. Pop BKB, run away on his webs. They take megas, and literally all 3 lanes assaulted from Liquid. They couldn't respond to any of them. They used the Chrono for top, and they used the buyback from Ortiz, but they Chrono one game. They don't even manage to save that lane, as the Treants from Nature's Prophet actually do a shit ton of damage, and they don't have any way to clear them. They actually have no way to clear them other than Winter Wyvern. and like using all their spells together. Like Void can't click them down, Venomancer can't click them down, so the Rax just ended up dying. And yeah, this was just straight up out draft. I was already seeing in the drafting phase. I don't understand the Venom pick here at all. And then they just last pick Void to play their game, but when they pick to play their game, and their game is a weird type of game that is not like a Broodmother. Like when you pick a Broodmother, it forces you to play the Broodmother game. But when you pick this team fighting thing, Liquid can easily avoid that. So why are people messaging me? This just pissed me off. I'm gonna go offline. So anyway, I'm gonna just end the video here. This is actually GG. There's nothing that EG can do. I'm just gonna do a recap first before ending the video, but this is just a straight up outdraft. If you're wondering why it's an outdraft, first of all, they have no answer to Broodmother. Again, it was the last pick Brood, but they could have put themselves in a better position here by not picking Faces Void. They definitely could have predicted the Brood was coming with what Liquid already had. They had Lycan, and they had this Visage, Nature's Prophet. Like, this cheese was able to be predicted coming from a mile away, but EG just didn't see it. Like, anything would have been better for Samaya, like Storm Spirit, Ember Spirit, anything that could actually jump in and catch a hero and kill them, because they have no follow-up to the lasso. Like, they can lasso someone, what are they gonna do? Jump in with the Void? He doesn't do damage in Chrono, but that's 2 ultimates committed. And there's Mind Control, Mega Creeping, and in addition, Lycan was their weakest hero in the Liquid, but EG can only punish him for so long. At some point, he'll just rotate out and go jungle. And they also lost themselves the Nature's Prophet versus Venomancer matchup. Nature's Prophet was going to have a good lane no matter what's going to happen in this game and where he was going to lane. Unless they actually put the Void, I think that was probably better. But then Venom gets destroyed by Brood as well, so Brood gave them a huge problem. If the Void was to lane against the Nature's Prophet, I mean, he can do it, but usually just put themselves in a corner, and there's not much they can do. Like, they played out the game. They played it to the best of their ability, I would say. In terms of just big mistakes that they've made, I don't think they made that many mistakes. Crit got caught out a couple of times, but I would say this loss was inevitable regardless. And that death on Arteezy in the top lane really lost them the game, but they were just going to get out farmed and choked out, so they had to do something. They have to position aggressively. They can't just slowly watch Liquid out farm them, get Roshans, and then just end the game like that. But they didn't have much of a fighting chance, so that's pretty much it. So I'll see you in the next one. It's going to be game 2 between EG and Team Liquid. I believe that's a better game, and I believe EG actually wins, so we'll get to learn more about that. But again, just don't allow Liquid to have these heroes. It's hard, you know, drafting against them, because you feel like if they ban out these certain heroes like Coddle, Io, but when you give them this type of strategy, it's so hard to play against, and there's ways to counter it, but you have to draft yourself to do it. And I feel like if teams had more time to study this, they definitely could have figured out a way to beat it, but it's just hard because it involves picking heroes that are really out of the meta, and if they want to pick in meta, Liquid would just run over them. You see they pick Venomancer and Bat Rider, these heroes, and they kind of pick their own meta as well with the Void and Elder Titan, but it just doesn't work against what Liquid have. These heroes are just so strong. So game will be over now, and again, if you enjoyed this, make sure you leave a like. And if you want to see more of this, of course, I'm doing this for every single game that Liquid played at TI, all the way into the main stage. So make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon if you want to be notified, and I'll see you all in the next one.